Hey, what's up, everyone? Guy Guidy Pig here, and today this is pretty wild. We are checking out Mest. Yeah, you heard that correctly. Now, some of you are like, "Who?" and maybe some of you are like, "No way." Either response is fair, but yes, Mest are back with a new single called When We Were Young. And I have no idea if this is a tie in with the major music festival that's bringing back all these bands from our scene years and putting them together. Yeah, I have no idea if it's anything related to that, but When We Were Young, featuring Jaret Reddick from Bowling from Soup. Admittedly, not a band that I ever really listened to, but I do have a little Mest story, and I'll share that with you now. So, Mest, one of those bands that came up in the early 2000s pop punk scene, and there were so many bands that you just had that feeling like some of these bands are not going to make it, quote unquote, into the mainstream spotlight, while a few of them would slide through the cracks and become huge breakout stars like Green Day, Blink-182, Simple Plan. And then you had Good Charlotte to an extent. And then there were bands like Mest, for example, and Unwritten Law and Phoenix TX. And not to say that these bands are not good, it's just for whatever reason they didn't blow up huge. Now, Mest sort of hit the scene with What's the Dealio in 2000, and then probably hit the peak, I guess, of their fame with 2001's Destination Unknown album and that song Cadillac, which I still cannot stand to this day. And I know it sort of sounds like I'm ragging on Ness, but I promise I'm not. I actually dug a lot of their music, and here's my hot take. I actually think that Photographs album was their best album, and I don't think that that's a popular opinion, but whatever. I've seen Mess live a couple of times with some club shows, and I even saw them live when they opened for Blink-182 on the Mark, Tom, and Travis tour. For whatever reason, they weren't on the main stage. They had a side stage set up next to the merch booths on the outside area of the amphitheater. Really bizarre, but yeah, I saw them perform there. They're a fun live band. I think Tony is the only original member left in Nest, which is a shame because I really like the vocal trade-offs between Tony and Jeremiah on some of the older stuff, but this is the new era that we are in, and it's sort of just trippy to see that Mest are back with new music, and that's my Mest story. So let's just get into it. When We Were Young, featuring Jaret Reddick from Bowling for Soup. So yeah, hoping I like it.
My dreams turned into nightmares. My hope turned into who cares. Passion and love become our past, and what once was feel lost inside my head. Now all I
Vocals sound really
see
good.
will be thoughts of regret. Wishing I could reset this game we call life. 'Cause every day I can't stop listening to the voice in my head, always telling me that I'm better off dead. The look inside your eyes reminds me of the better time. Why can't we go back to when we were young?
And it's so
When we were young.
it's so melodic, and I love that.
Swallow down to drown these feelings and
Oh,
secrets screaming inside. All the pain that I have, no one needs to know. How can I let go? Hide behind a smile.
yeah, Jarek's got a cool voice too.
World's on fire. Can't stop listening to the voice in my head, always telling me that I'm better off dead. The look inside your eyes reminds me
Steve
of
Caballero,
the time.
casually hanging out.
Now we go back to when we were young.
I'm sorry, I don't know Homeboy on the BMX, but I know he's a pro. Like, I know that.
Forever young, hopeless and numb. Forever young. Can't stop listening to the voice in my head, always
Tony
telling
sounds
me
really good on this.
can't stop listening
Ooh, pick it up.
To the voice in my head, always telling me that I'm better off dead. The look inside your eyes reminds me of the better time. Why can't we go back to when we were young? When we were young.
Oh, I'm a sucker for gang vocals. Mest, When We Were Young, featuring Jaret Reddick of Bowling for Soup. Yeah, that is like instantly like a time machine taking me back to the early 2000s. So the whole sound of this song, the title of the song, the irony of it is absolutely not lost on me. But I'm also not mad at it because this is the scene that I came up in. This is the music that I sort of grew up in my formative years with. So it really hits me right in that soft, nostalgic spot. They have not reinvented the wheel. This is the Mest that I know. This is the Mest that I am familiar with. And honestly, sometimes that's okay. You don't have to be a completely different band all these years later. That's not a dig at the band members, by the way. I'm talking about the sound. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to quote unquote evolve into something else. It's okay to stick to the playbook that you love. Like, this is a sound that I feel like Tony and the members of Mest love. There's a lot of us out here that love this sound, and it does make you feel like when you were young, if you grew up listening to this music, which I did. That was a lot of fun. I think Tony sounds great. I'm wondering if this is leading into a new album. You never know nowadays, right? People just drop random singles. But hey, Mest, thank you for taking me back in time. Thank you for the nostalgia. But what did you guys think? Mest, When We Were Young? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. But as always, thank you so much for helping my small channel grow. Thank you for watching this video, and I will catch you in the next one.